I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Recent studies have shown that the major difference that they can tell between a Western and Eastern diet has nothing to do with the lower amount of meat that is eaten. I mean, if you know Chinese culture, if you know anything about Asia, you know that they eat every scrap of meat they can get their hands on. So it's not a difference in the amount of meat that's eaten that prolongs a life in Asia. What they found is that the number one most unique thing about the Asian diet versus the Western diet is the addition of beans, varieties of beans. In the West, people don't eat enough beans. In Asia, they eat not only beans, but they eat very many varieties of beans. Lima beans, from pinto beans, from red bean paste for a lot of desserts and other snacks. And of course, the list goes on and on and on. Mung bean is also very big here. So the nutrients of the beans being low cost, easy to get, and the variety of beans are what makes lifespan in Asia longer than the West. So try adding some more beans to your diet. I very well may have showed you all this before, but these are Chinese salads. The Chinese, when they do salads, they don't do it fresh. They do it more like the fermented and spicy type. You take a look here, you see a lot of chopped up vegetables with some vinegar, soy, or pepper sauce, chili seasonings in there. They do that theme throughout their whole salads, and that's kind of how they do it. Now here's a very stinky one. PU, right? Garlic with chili mixed together, about as strong as it gets. Shredded cabbages. You've got all kinds of tofu with chili sauce on it. You even got seaweed with pepper sauce and things like that. So very unique. I'm not saying that I'm a fan of it per se. I'm just saying that this is how they do salads. And if you're the type that likes these types of salads, always cold, but never really fresh, raw ingredients like you would imagine would be in the West. This stuff here, it just sits for a while, and some of it's aged and some of it's not aged, but in any event, you're not going to get it fresh made. It's going to sit, it's going to soak up the juices, it's going to get conditioned over time, and that's how they do it. There's whole garlic cloves in what looks like a vinegar sauce that just sits up in there. Lotus root, different kind of seasonings, even meat. They'll put it in a jar. They'll throw some pickled vinegar and some chilies in there, and they'll let it rot for a while. And after it's rotted, it gets better and better by their estimation. There's some baked beans, but they're not exactly hot. They're just cold with chili sauce, shredded up cabbage with some vinegar, not exactly sauerkraut, and so on. Creativity is there. Some of it tastes actually pretty good. It just depends on what your tastes are, your individual tastes. Just when you think you've seen it all, you come across some other fruits and vegetables and things that you haven't seen. And these things look like huge peanuts. But they're not. I'm not really sure what they are. Maybe some of you know exactly what they are, but it sure is strange looking. And these right here are something that I definitely haven't seen before. So interesting. They look almost like banana-like, but they have an orange skin, and they are a semi-tropical fruit. Have no idea what they are, but they almost look like fingers coming out. And here's the card on it. I'm just not sure what it is, but just when you think you've seen it all. These fruits right here look like something out of Willy Wonka and Charlie the Chocolate Factory. Never seen these before in all the time I've been in China. They're like striped oranges or tangerines. Very interesting. What is it? Okay, one of my personal street favorites. Cheap, easy to pick up. You get 6 or 8 of these fish balls, and they slice them open, put in some onion and garlic, a little bit of oil, and 2 sauces on top. You can put some more pepper sauce or ketchup on there, and then some shredded fish on top of that. About $1 US, and you can get it in many city centers throughout China, and it's not bad, not half bad at all. I've already ate one of them, and for $1 you can do certainly much worse. It's not fried on the outside, it's just a little bit crispy. Okay, check this out. This here is made in south of China near Vietnam, and what it is basically is it is kind of like a mixture of bean paste between 2 leaves, and they roast it up, put it in the fire, comes out, and it comes out kind of sweet and gooey. This is something that you'll only see really in the south of China, and in the countryside it's ridiculously cheap.